Hi, it's Nona from Back Pain Movement Makers once again. Okay, this is day 7 and it's the last day with this, the first of the 10 daily holistic healing habits. And okay, we have to just repeat why this habit. Okay, there are 2 reasons for why we have this habit as one of the 10 daily holistic healing habits. First of all, has we have to be in contact with our higher self or true self or the highest consciousness uh, to realize who and what we really are. We are not the egoic mind. We are not the ego voice that we so often hear in our head. That is not us. That is not our true selves. So, and to be able to be in contact with our true selves or the highest consciousness, we have to be still. We have to sit, put our body down and sit in quiet and be still and just ask for help. One of my favorite prayers is that, please, highest consciousness, help me to experience what we really are. That is my absolute favorite prayer. And I do that, I ask that or say that prayer sometimes 100, some days 100 times, and some days just a few times. It helps every time. So we have to have an intention about hearing that inner guidance. So that is one part of being the first daily habit, being present and conscious as much as possible throughout every day. That is one part. And the other part is about the physical part in that habit as well. Uh, it's one spiritual and a physical. And the physical part is that when we become really, really present and we do that several times a day, then we reduce the stress hormone production. And if our bodies are flooded with stress hormones all the day, every day, the whole body can't handle that except for breaking down. And what happens is that when we are in freeze, flight, or fight mode, uh, all blood and most of the oxygen goes to our hands, arms, feet, and legs. So we could either fight or we could flight, or we could just be still. And what happens is that uh, the blood goes from our inner organs. And sooner or later, we'll begin to have, for example, digestion problems, or we will have too little oxygen in our bloodstream and things like that. And then the inner organs will begin to break down. So it's really important to be aware of that. Just being stressed all the time is not healthy. And we can control that, not all the time, but we can control the stress that is caused by our thinking around things that have already happened, that we can't do anything about, and things that might happen in the future that we still can't control now because they will occur later. So when we take our control back from being somewhere else with our mind and with our thoughts, and we bring it back to now, to this present moment, the stress hormones goes down. And that's really important. And we have to also to be still and plan that several times throughout the day, so we will be able to hear our true guidance. Because when we follow our true guidance, we will begin our healing for good process for good, for real. Okay. So you have to, if you are going to implement these habits, okay, now it's time for you to decide, what habit will that be? What are you going to decide today or some other day? But it's better today than not at all. Okay? And it's better today than yesterday because you can't do anything about yesterday anyway. Okay. So what habit I have recommended and I have talked about just this. I'm present, I'm conscious, I'm whole. Being present meditation, because then your attention will be on that you are whole, that you are present, that you are conscious, and that you are whole. And we have a system in our body, in our brains, that will, what you think about, what you talk about most, and what you focus on, it will focus even more on that. So it's important to have an intention. It's really important. So what habit would you like to implement from today on? And if you are not really sure about this, just every time, for example, you go to the bathroom, just be still. My favorite, as I said, please, highest consciousness, help me to experience what we really are. But I say that in Swedish, of course, since Swedish is my mother tongue. Well, anyway, when are you going to exercise this habit? When? I really recommend that you do that the first thing, that when you wake up in the morning and just before you drift off to sleep. It will make a huge change. But also, it's so hard to, since we are so programmed, to remember to do this several times throughout the day. I have no problems doing that just when I wake up and before I drift off to sleep, because that I have practiced that. But it's really hard to remember to do these things, for example, when you're at work or when you're at home, and even if you're just home alone, if you live alone, it's easier. But if you have, for example, like me, I have my family and a crazy German Shepherd all around me throughout the weekends, it's hard to remember to do it. So I have put my cell phone, my smartphone, I have put it on alarm that goes off. I told you about that. And it's really, really good for me. I plan it in my Google Calendar, so it pops up um, silently when I'm at work, for example. And throughout the weekends, I have an alarm on my smartphone that goes off, and it sounds, and the phone shakes and so on. So that is really, really good. And how you're going to do it, could be a good thing to write it down. Well, I would do like this with my body. I will say like this to myself, or I will think this to myself. It's really, really, really good. Okay, so that is the first of the 10 daily holistic healing habits. Being present and conscious as much as possible throughout every day. Okay. Now, I told you yesterday that I'm going to channel the highest consciousness as a weekly guidance, and I will do that now. And the weekly guidance it's kind of, I have to say something about this before I just channel. The highest consciousness comments and guidance works for everyone who listens to it. I have no idea how that is even possible, but it works. And it's like someone, excuse me, if someone reads a book that is channeled, for example, Eckhart Tolle it still means a lot to me. And every time I open one of his books, I find something new that clicks every time I read one of his books. It's the same thing with Donald Walsh's books. It's the same thing with A Course in Miracles. It's the same thing, A Course of Love. And all these books are with some kind of way they are connected to the highest consciousness. So I have no idea why this works, and of course the highest consciousness is in every one of us. So but it was kind of scary still, though, even though I have been channeling for over 3 years now. um, well, so the guidance that we'll all have from the highest consciousness now will have something to do with you. Okay. Well, isn't it wonderful that by getting guidance from the highest consciousness, everyone will benefit? Some people that think that channeling is just BS. And that is okay to think that. It's perfectly okay. And for those that don't, these guidance sessions will be so valuable. So valuable. They will be, as you call it in the human world, priceless. So, okay, the first of the 10 daily holistic healing habits is a big one, because you can only live in the present moment. Because, as we have said before, when the future is here, it's in your lives as the present moment. And former days were once in the present moment. And when you are ready to leave this world for now, since the bodies are not forever, so many people realize that then why didn't I enjoy the little things more when I could? If you just live your lives on autopilot, you will not be able to enjoy life as much as unless you stop. You stop with what you do and just be. So, what is your biggest obstacle now from being present? Right now. Are you present now? Are you watching or listening to this with your full attention? Or are you listening to the egoic mind, to the ego's chattering, constant chattering about that you are never enough, you never do enough, you never have enough? What about when you drift off to sleep? Are you preparing for a good night's sleep by just being and experiencing life? Or are you ruminating about things that have already happened and you can't do anything about? Or are you thinking about things that might happen or things that you have to remember and so on? And making the stress levels go up just before you drift off to sleep. Do you think that is a good way to end the day by doing? Of course not. Is it a good way to wake up in the morning and just rush off with everything you do? Eating the same breakfast, doing the same things without even thinking. Of course, habits are good if they are empowering you. We are talking about habits here, but we are talking about habits that will make you feel that you are the one in charge, that will make you feel, oh, here's a German Shepherd again. Hey, hi. Do you want to be in the movie? Or movie, in the video? Well, so we are talking about healing, 10 daily healing holistic 10 daily holistic healing habits that we have given you through Mona. And they are habits that will make you feel lighter, that will make you feel better about yourself. You will feel, even though they are 10 daily holistic healing habits, they are 10 of them. They are designed to make you feel more like the human, the being that you are. There are 5 of these habits that is connected to the spiritual side of you, the spiritual part of you, and there are 5 daily holistic healing habits that are connected to you as a human, the human physical part of you. And the reason why is because your programming has been so intense and so, how to put it, irresistible and on every aspect of your life. The programming has been there and pinching you if you didn't follow along and giving you kind of carrot if you did. So these 10 daily holistic healing habits, they have to be 10 because no one, or not very many people, and especially not people with pain and back pain, believe that just one thing will make them heal. They are looking for something outside of them, the miracle pill, or the miracle surgery, or the miracle exercise, or the miracle dish, or the miracle whatever. But deep inside, they don't you don't believe that is possible. You all hope for that, but still you are not convinced. So, and so many of you are looking outside of yourselves for the healing and for living a good or fulfilled life. That is not true. You can do that by just focusing on the inner part of you. But the programming won't accept that. The programming that you all have been through don't believe in that. And also, there are so many things nowadays that is affecting you on levels that you believe is true. For example, we don't people eat a lot of things that are not good for themselves. And that is not because they are not informed. They are not motivated on a deeper level so they can resist their programming and their egoic minds that are always after the shortest way to the pleasure. But everything that the ego is seeking for is very, very short. For example, the egoic mind can tell you to really strive for years and years and years to reach a goal. It could be a financial goal, it could be a new job, it could be uh, some kind of social status thing. It could be about anything. And for those of you that have been working so hard to reach huge goals like that, you know so well that the inner fulfillment for reaching that goal is too short. And if you don't give yourself a new goal almost right away, you will feel so empty on the inside. So you have to, if you want to heal for good, you have to begin to look on the inside for the healing. You are the one who could heal yourself. Of course, by help from others. If you believe into every cell of your being that you cannot heal without getting surgery, you will not. You will not heal until you get the surgery. Okay? But the problem is that in your unconscious mind, there could be more programming. Okay? And those programming we have been thinking about, and we have also been thinking about how to deliver these 10 daily holistic habits to you so they won't upset the egoic mind too much. They are planning, Thomas and Mona, they are planning, they have a free course already done, and but they want to have the real deep down course that goes that takes you more by the hand and is for 10 whole weeks. They want that course to be finished first so that people won't get frustrated when they have done the free course because there are no natural um, thing to follow along afterwards. Okay? And in that course, the whole course in all the parts are taken, we have taken care of, and we have been taking, we have thought about that, not provoking the egoic mind too much. Your journey to implementing these 10 daily holistic healing habits and healing for good, because they are designed to help you with that and living a fulfilled life at the same time. It's easier when the egoic mind and the ego is not in its full armor. Okay? You don't have to follow Mona or Thomas. You don't have to implement the 10 daily holistic healing habits if you don't want to, even though we recommend that, because they are not designed by them. They are designed by us, the highest consciousness. Mona is just the receiver and they are just the messengers. Okay? But it's essential if you want to be healed for good. You are the one in charge of that. No one can heal you without you working on your own healing process. That is not possible. You can heal for some time. That is true. But if you have skeletons in your closet, and the stress levels will continue to go up and up and up because you have not been dealing with the ego mind, with the egoic mind, the healing won't last. You will have pain somewhere else. And nowadays, there are so many things in your foods that is not healthy either. So these 10 daily holistic healing habits, they are designed to help you on with a really broad perspective of this. Excuse Mona for not. She is still the receiver and the messenger, and her language capabilities will be exposed in this. So please don't shoot the messenger because you think that her language is not perfect. Try to go beyond that and listen what we are trying to say to you here, and trying to get the message instead of focusing on the messenger. Okay. So you don't have to follow this, but please think about being present more than you are today. Because it's only when you're still and asking for true guidance that we could assist you in this. Your free will is holy. We cannot help you that much from the other side of the veil unless you ask for it. Okay? So, we wish you a wonderful day, a wonderful fortnight, wherever you are in the world, and you are unconditional love. And as soon as you understand that, your whole life will change. You will change from the inside and out. And when you are changed, that you understand that you were perfect when you came here. There is nothing you have to do. You just have to realize what you are. You are a perfect spiritual being having a human experience here to get to know what you are and how you can give of that unconditional love, which is the source of you inside you. You are unconditional love. And the more you begin to align with that, to understand that, to know that from the deepest part of yourself, and then begin to live that way, your healing will begin with big, big steps. Okay? That's everything for us today. We love you very much. Okay, that was everything we had today. Tomorrow, as I said, it will be day 8. And oh my gosh, that has been a long session. I'm sorry about that. I hope you found them valuable, even though they are quite long now. Well, tomorrow is a new habit, and it's the first habit for the physical part of us. Okay, so if you're interested in that, well, please watch tomorrow. And if you know someone that might benefit, well, you know what to do. Okay, see you tomorrow. Bye. Much love.